Hey everyone, Shabby here and welcome back to another match here on our Wrestlemania Advent Calendar. Oh, my microphone fell over. That's not very professional, is it? Right, we're here then with the... It's not going to be the main event, is it? I don't think. I think the women's triple threat is going to be the main event of Mania, but this is going to be very, very close up. This is Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. And hopefully, finally, Brock is going to lose the championship. Because this is boring the cock off of me at the moment. I mean, it's just crazy, isn't it? I mean, having a champion who turns up so little, like once every 3 shows, it's ruining the championship because it's just not getting defended enough. It's not building prestige. It's not building a champion. So it needs someone like Seth Rollins to do this. And I don't know how I feel this is going to go, to be honest. In my mind, this is going to go... This is going to sound stupid. In my mind, this is going to go one or two ways. Seth's going to win the belt, or Brock's going to keep the belt. That sounds stupid, I know. For me, this match is going to get dodgy. Right? There's going to be interference. And for me, it's going to go one of two ways. Either Ambrose and Rollins... Nope. Ambrose and Reigns interfere and take out Brock Lesnar. Or the other one that I've got a sneaky suspicion could be the case is that Ambrose comes out and attacks Seth and costs Seth the match. Now I know you're thinking that's probably crazy, and I'm thinking that's crazy as well, but this whole thing about Ambrose leaving the company, for me, just does not make sense. I mean, whenever in the history of WWE have they spoken about, on TV and on their website, about a wrestler not being able to agree terms on a new contract? It's even more rare that after that happening, they then give that wrestler a push to the top end of the card. I mean, bringing him back in the Shield, having these last ever Shield matches together and all that sort of stuff. It just, none of it makes sense to me at all. And I just feel like he might either align with Heyman and Lesnar. Maybe Ambrose could be with Heyman. Maybe he can be a Heyman guy. I don't know. But it's just, for me, it's just, well... It's just a weird one, isn't it, for me? I just can't understand why they would have spoken about Ambrose leaving the company like that. It's not very often that you see somebody sort of publicise the fact they can't come to terms with a new contract. It's a weird one for me. But thinking about it a bit more logically, I've seen a lot of rumours over the past few weeks that, of course, SmackDown's moving to a new TV station pretty soon. There's a few requests as part of that TV deal. I've heard one of the rumours is that SmackDown will move to a 3-hour show rather than a 2-hour show, which means that more members of NXT and maybe more members of the SmackDown roster can get some time. But also one of the massive rumours is that Brock Lesnar will be moving to SmackDown after Mania. And of course, if that is the case, then Brock can't walk away from Mania with the championship. It's just an idea. Maybe, I don't know. It's a weird one, isn't it? It's really one of those ones that I feel like looking at it logically, like I said, with Lesnar moving to SmackDown, Seth's got to get the victory. Do I believe the victory will be clean? I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a dodgy finish. I mean, with Shelton Benjamin for some reason aligning himself very loosely with Lesnar and Heyman last week. Maybe Benjamin could try and get involved in the match. Then maybe Ambrose and Reigns can stop that happening. Maybe that's what it could be. Benjamin could come out. Benjamin could try and get himself involved in the match. Ambrose and Reigns come out. Attack Benjamin on the outside. Lesnar could be looking over the top rope at what's happening on the outside and get like worried about what's happening. Then from behind, Seth could catch him. But I feel like they need... I don't know. The problem is they've pushed Brock so much to turn him into this absolute beast that it just doesn't seem realistic when anybody faces him now. I mean, apart from the likes of Strowman, or even Reigns seems to do pretty well against Lesnar. Those are the only times it looks like it's going to be a good one. I mean, like Finn at Rumble was interesting. That they got a bit of offense for Finn, and you thought it could happen, but it was never going to happen. We all knew that. For me, it only makes sense. I wish it was Strowman. I really do, because I think Strowman would be the one that genuinely would be realistic. But then you go from a rock to a hard place, then, didn't you? Really, because then Strowman's looking too strong, and who's going to take the belt away from Strowman? That's the problem. Which is why I don't think they've pushed Strowman towards the championship yet, because they've pushed him so much that he is just regarded as too powerful for anyone else. I mean, I don't remember Strowman ever losing a match in my entire life, apart from those ones against Lesnar. It's a weird one, isn't it? But yeah, I feel like it has to be Seth who wins. And I think they've got a very difficult job of having Seth win this match and keeping it realistic at the same time. Because like I said, they've made Brock look so strong now that it's difficult, isn't it, really? And I just hope to God, right? I really hope to God that if Brock loses this championship, the Universal Belt, and moves to SmackDown, please do not give him the WWE Championship straight away and have him hold that for a year, because that would be just diabolical. The rumour has it is Brock's going to have a chunk of time off TV. I mean, looking like around about 2 Survivor Series. So if he loses this match at Mania, which I think it's pretty obvious he's going to lose this match at Mania, although I've just still got that idea in my head of Ambrose costing Seth the match, but yeah, if he does lose the match at Mania, which I think he will, then he'll disappear for a few months, have a few months off, and then come back all guns blazing for a match at Survivor Series, I believe. I think that's what's going to happen. I can't see Brock keeping the belt. It's just too much, isn't it? Seth has to walk away champion. And I think if Seth does walk away champion, that instantly makes Raw's product a lot better. They're going to have a fighting champion. They're going to have someone who's going to fight at every pay-per-view and defend that championship. It's the best thing that could possibly happen for Raw. The Raw ratings have gone down a lot recently, and they're even struggling to sell out shows. I think this is the first time in quite a long time that they're struggling to sell out the Raws leading up to WrestleMania. And I think that is because of the state of the product, and I think Brock Lesnar is a big issue with that. I mean, I've always said that I've got no problem with Brock Lesnar, but I've always said that he should not be involved in championships. Brock, for me, just needs to be a prize fighter. He needs to be a special attraction. He needs to be like your Andre the Giant. Maybe not fighting for the championship, but someone who is going to have those spectacular matches against the likes of Triple H, and we've seen that in the past. Triple H, maybe Batista, Goldberg, all those sort of matches. I think it's be much, much better that way. But again, let me know what you think in the comment section. What do you think is going to happen in this match at Mania? Like I said, for me, I'd be stunned if Rollins does not walk away the Universal Champion at the end of Mania. And I think that's going to be the big problem, because I think Reigns... I keep saying Reigns. That for me is the big problem. I think Rollins beating Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship is a massive moment. And that is a moment that should finish off Mania, because that's a huge moment. I mean, for the guy who's been champion now for over a year to be beaten and lose that belt to one of the crowd favourites, that for me has to close Mania, but it's not going to. They've said a lot of times that the main event of Mania is going to be the women's triple threat, and I just feel like it's not... I feel like it's the right time to have that women's triple threat as the main event, but at the same time, it needs to outdo this. It needs to outdo Seth winning the belt. If it doesn't outdo Seth winning the belt, the show's going to end on a bit of a lull. So they need to do something special. I don't know. I'm just blabbering on now, aren't I? Yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you think is going to happen in this match? Do you think Brock will keep his belt? Do you think Seth will walk away the champion? Have I ruined it by telling you the rumours about Brock moving to SmackDown and having a few months off. But that, like I said, they're only rumours. I often read these rumours, and 9 times out of 10, they're not true. So it's difficult to say. Who knows? But oh yeah, like I say, I'd be surprised. Brock's been the champion for a very long time now. I think it's time for a bit of something fresh. Ripcord knee strike by Seth on Lesnar. Drops straight into the pin, and referee being distracted by Paul Heyman. And this is the sort of thing that could happen at Mania. And like I said, this does happen at Mania. I wouldn't be surprised if the likes of Reigns and Ambrose come out to equal the field. I mean, if Heyman starts distracting the referee and Shelton Benjamin for some reason gets involved, then it wouldn't surprise me if the likes of, yeah, like I said, Ambrose and Reigns come down. It looks like Reigns is going to end up fighting off against Drew McIntyre at Mania. I'm not quite sure if they've got anything planned for Ambrose at all yet. Maybe, I don't know. I'd be surprised if they didn't give Ambrose a match. I mean, being his last potential show, if they're telling the truth about leaving the company. I'd be surprised if he wasn't involved somewhere. Nice Seth dropping Lesnar flat on his face again into the pin. And again, it's only a 2 count, but I think Seth has busted Brock Lesnar open. He has. Seth has busted Brock Lesnar open. Seth now up on the top. Frog splash. And Seth is dominating this match, looking to become the new Universal Champion of Raw. Brock with a big shoulder block. Just twisting the head of Seth now. Really wrenching the skull. Brock now stalking Seth Rollins. This is a typical Brock Lesnar match, isn't it? The opponent gets so much offense, but no, Seth has fought free from the F5. Wow, that's an interesting one. That could happen at Mania a lot as well. I think we've just seen so many Brock matches now where he dominates the first 3 or 4 minutes. Then it looks like he's going to lose. And then he just hits one F5 and wins. That's been the Brock match style. But Seth with the second ripcord knee. And Seth's done it. Seth has become the Universal Champion. And WWE 2K19, I believe, has got this one spot on with the victor. I mean, Heyman did his best to get involved and distract the referee. Lesnar dominated the early portions of the match, but Seth was just too much. 2 ripcord knee strikes was enough to get the victory. And, of course, he managed to escape from the F5. I mean, that one there, the first ripcord knee, could have been enough anyway. This is where Lesnar was busted open with that front DDT. But that was not enough for the 3 count. The frog splash again was just doing more and more damage. But eventually it was the second of the ripcord knee strikes that managed to get Seth the victory. And there we go, your new Universal Champion. And like I said, I think this will definitely happen at Mania. There's a little inkling of me that believes that Seth will not win. And that would be if Ambrose interferes and attacks Seth. Maybe it's a bit along the storyline of, I was only leaving because I didn't feel like I was part. I felt like other Shield members were trying to overshadow me, and then he would just attack them. That's, for me, the only reason that could happen that Seth won't win the belt. For me, apart from that, I think the main obvious way it's going to happen is with Seth obviously winning clean or winning via the Shield attacking Heyman or Shelton Benjamin, for example, trying to get involved in the match in favour of Lesnar. That's for me what I think is going to happen, but let me know in the comment section down below what you think is going to happen at WrestleMania in the Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar match. Do you think that Seth's going to walk away champion? Do you think Lesnar will keep it for even longer? Let me know. I've been Chevy Gamer. Thank you much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow for our next WrestleMania Advent Calendar match. Bye.